Let's go ahead and get it started. My name is Coach Jeremy. Welcome into No Gear Get Up again. Happy Thursday, everybody. Day right before the weekend. Holidays are coming up. We got the Christmas decorations. What do you guys think? Stockings over here. Cool. Got one for Hemi. Got one for Nala. Hemi might be joining us a little bit. And let's go ahead and get started with our day, my friends. We're going to actually try and be a little bit more active with our movement today. So I want you to go ahead and actually set up into a squat position. It's okay if you have your hands in your pockets like myself. It's a little cold in here. But again, you're just going to slowly drop down into a squat. Make it like a half squat and come back up. And I'm just taking some inventory. I need to reset my position again. Let's try another half squat here. And when I say take an inventory, I'm just listening to every joint that I have in the body right now. Specifically, obviously, that lower half. We'll get to the next piece in the upper half and try and wake up the spine with a little bit of bending. Feeling a little bit of left hip right now. It's a little tighter than the right. And right ankle. So again, these are just things I want to take notice of. Let's see, okay. Areas I might need to address. One more, and let's go ahead and sit in the bottom of this one. And let's hang out right here, elbows into your thighs. Sit low. Breathe your way into it. You can go left and right. Now let's go ahead and come on up. Awesome. All right, so just checking on the hips, knees, ankles. Again, left hip, right ankle for me. Now let's go ahead and take it to a little bit of upper body stuff. But what we're going to do is just go to a forward fold. So I want you to go ahead and take the arms, go overhead. Feel the shoulders out. And let's take a dive slowly to the toes. But I want you to go ahead and just let the back round out, right? Let yourself become, I guess you could say, malleable, right? Be able to bend. Even if you can't reach, that's okay, right? And just go ahead and bend. And you can, from here, kind of pump the legs back. Hamstrings are a little tight. Part of the reason why I can't come all the way down and touch the toes. Again, not a big deal. Everybody's got their limitations and restrictions. And again, it's all about how we work towards them. But I'm just pumping my legs here. And I'm noticing as I'm doing that, it feels a little bit more comfortable as I let myself drop a little bit more. Now from here, I want to think about rolling up one vertebrae at a time, right? So one block of our spine as we come up. And this is, again, taking inventory the entire time. But slowly, I'm just going to try and straighten out my spine. Taking my time here. Not worried about anything. Just segmenting one vertebra at a time. Good. Eventually end up pulling the shoulders back. And go ahead and just tilt the head back as well. Let's go with a little bend towards the back, reaching overhead. Awesome. So taking inventory in the upper body and the spine, just like I did with the lower body. Felt a little bit of that lower back, mid back tightness, right? And maybe a little bit of shoulder tightness. Again, this is for me, but these are the things that I'm noticing. And then we can try and work on them as we push through it. So let's go ahead and start to work on them, the lower body stuff. Let's get those hips going. I noticed it was my left hip. We're going to go frog position here, and we're going to go with some rotation at the hip just to try and wake up the muscles, specifically the glutes. So let's go ahead and widen up the knees into a frog position. You want 90 degrees at the hips, at the knees, and at the ankles. And then once you're there, you're just going to go ahead and lay those forearms down. And let's sit in this position. We've done this already before in a previous No Gear Get Up. Great one to get your adductors. And again, to try and achieve some rotation at the hips. Inhale through your nose. Really big out through your mouth. You can shift a little towards your right. Shift a little towards your left. Push your butt back even more as the stretch intensifies, but also as your muscles start to maybe loosen up a little bit, right? I guess it's a little bit of that progressive overload principle that we use when we're lifting, right? Adding some on to receive the right response of stress Well, that's what we're going to do with the stretch as well, right? We're going to just try and see how far we can push it back and let your body just get used to it. Right, Hammy? Yeah, Hammy's stretching out with us today. Okay, so let's add that rotation. Let's think about keeping our body still, but elevating the ankle off of the ground. And this is going to require rotation from the hip, right? Internal rotation to be exact. So focus on trying to raise the foot as high as you can, but not letting the body shift and keeping it and holding it at the very top. I'm going strictly left foot here. So again, I'm just going to try and raise that left foot as high as I can without moving the body. Bring it back down. Let's go with 3 more of these. Hold it at the very top. Exhale as you come back down. 2 more. Good. And then we're going to go to a standing yoga pose to finish off with this one. Let's go 1 more rep here on the left side, then we'll start on the right. Hold, 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 hold. Be active with the glutes. Come back down nice and slow. Awesome. Let's go 5 on the right side. Raise that foot as high as you can. Rotate. Squeeze the glute. Perfect. 4 more. On my 3rd one right here. Might even help to press the other foot into the ground to create more tension. 2 more. Last one. Awesome job, y'all. All right, let's come out of that slowly. Just press yourself up. Try and bring the knees together. If you need a second, totally understandable. Perfect. Just gonna let some of that blood reperfuse. Tissue calm down from that stretch position. And let's finish off the lower body with a little bit of warrior 2. So we're gonna go sideways, but I want you to take a forward step with your left. And then I want you to go ahead and make it like T-shape with your foot here. I believe this is warrior 2. I'm not a yogi, but this is what we call warrior pose. And then just open up. And what I want you to do from here is worry less about the upper body. Keep your chest flush to one side. But I want you to try and press the knee towards the center of your foot, keeping your foot in contact with the ground. And you should be getting a lot of the inner thigh here. And now we're turning on all the muscles. I can feel the glutes just working that we had on. I can feel the adductor stretching and the ankles working a little bit as well. Remember, these are the areas that I thought about and I felt when we were taking that inventory. Let's go and come out of that nice and slow. Let's just go ahead and change position. So now I shifted my foot inwards. I'm going to take my right foot and point it the other way. And then I'm just going to go and push that knee as far forward as I can, keeping the same points of contact that I did before. Good. Press through the thigh starting to burn. Rotate the foot in. Let's come back to that squat one more time. Let's go ahead and sit in that. Push your feet into the ground. Much more comfortable, much more easier to get in here. Left hip, not as tight. Ankles, barely even notice them anymore. Perfect. All right, now, we noticed a little bit of spine stuff earlier. Let's go back to that segmentation that we did before to get it a little bit more active. We're going to lay all the way down. I want your feet to get into a glute bridge position, so feet are hip width here. And then we're going to press high into that glute bridge. And we're going to go back to that segmentation and turn on that spine a little bit more, but go even slower. So again, 1 vertebra at a time, and just trying to let that fall onto the ground slowly. So being more active in the area that we're trying to pursue and create a change. We're going to start with just a minor activation like we did before. And we were taking that inventory, but now we're going to turn it on even more. The hardest part, lumbar spine, getting that lower back to go 1 vertebra at a time. Remember, you don't want to just let it fall flat. So again, come back up, squeeze that glute bridge. Control your spine 1 at a time. Make it last. Make it go longer. Force yourself to work slower. Whew. All Hardest part, lumbar spine. I'm going to do a little bit of pelvic tilt, right? Just shifting. Let's go back up for one more here. Here we go. Down slow. Good. Now I know that extension of the spine, in the lower back specifically, is one of the major reasons why my lower back starts to kind of flare up. So we're going to actually invite extension in the spine. But again, just be in more control of it. And as long as we can do that, we could probably prevent all the ailments that we feel. So lay all the way flat. Let's go elbows down. And from here, I'm just going to control the head to create more extension. So again, we're regressing it a lot, right? So shoulders back, tuck the chin into your chest, and slowly I just want you to roll the head back and look up. Influencing extension coming from the head down towards the rest of the spine. I'm going to do that just a few more times. And then we'll make it a little bit bigger. So again, down towards the chest. Slowly take your head up. Voice might sound a little weird because I'm in some crazy positions right now. But this is great. Good. Slowly, one more time. And try and notice when you do this and you lift your head and you try and really pull the head up and back, are you feeling extension in the lower back? Not so much a pain, but just are you feeling anything? Does it influence it for the top? Nice. Now, let's go ahead and make it just a little bit more intense because I'm feeling good here, right? It doesn't feel like it's a hindrance like when I did the inventory check when we were doing that standing forward fold. So now how can we intensify this upward facing dog, right? This is the regress version. So let's go ahead and take our hands and place them down. And from here, we can then press through the hands and bam, we have now increased extension at the lower back. Let's do the same thing. Let's go chin down and slowly just pull the head back. Influence a little bit more. Down slow. Pull back. Good. And remember, if you need to, take those hands, press them a little closer, introduce a little bit more extension, keep the shoulders down. You could even try some rotation at the head. Keep the hips down as you're working through this. And then slowly just slide the hands down. And just go ahead and lay head down to finish this one. Head down, lay all the way down. Let's relax it. Close the eyes a little bit. And let's take a few deep breaths just to reset the body in this nice neutral position here. So inhale through the nose, big. Exhale even bigger. Inhale big. Stay with me on my exhale. Go slow. Keep going. Still letting it out. Be in control of your breath. Nice job. Let's go one more here. Biggest one of the day. Exhale slow. Good. Now let's press ourselves into a quadruped position. Once we've opened up the eyes, slowly 4 points here. Knees underneath hips, hands underneath shoulders. Let's reintroduce a little bit of that flexion and extension to the spine just before we stand all the way up. And let gravity take its toll back on the body. Oh yeah, feeling good. One more here. Last one, lift. And slowly come back up. Now let's go back to that forward fold one more time. So back to that forward fold. Take your time. Remember, put the hands right in front. You can go for a reach first, but let's take a dive down. And again, let the back round. Would you look at that? Toes can be touched now. Improvements. We love it. Take a breath. You get that little pump of the leg if you like. And then slowly roll back up one vertebra at a time. and absolutely feels different. Whether or not it was a massive change, again, there was something that happened, and that's kind of the point of just movement, right? As long as we can continue to do it, as long as we can do it on a more often basis, things might start to feel better. From Hammy and myself, we want to say thank you and happy holidays. We will see you next week. Remember, Monday, back up again with your Metabolic Challenge class. That'll be at 5:30 p.m. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, y'all. See ya.